question.
No closed-ended question.
So,
You're very gentle, you're very funny and loving.
Can you see yourself with someone other than me?
Are you alive or dead? I'm not going to date someone or see someone alongside you. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel PhD Chats. As always, you clicked on this link when you did not have to, and for that I am grateful. If you are watching this video and you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Go to youtube.com/@chatswithpetal and hit that subscribe button. I'm actually going to give you a few minutes to do it, so go do the subscription now. I'm freezing the video. Okay, now that we are back, thank you so much. Today I have a treat in store for you. I'm going to conduct an interview, but it's going to be an interview with a twist. Instead of me being the interviewer, I am going to be the interviewee, and I'm going to be interviewed by my husband of 22 years because today, guys, is our 22nd anniversary. So Roderick is more of a behind the scenes person. I am the one that's more comfortable being in front of the camera. So you will not see him on the video, but you will hear him. I gave him a pass to ask me any 10 questions that he wants. And here's the kicker, guys. You are going to hear these questions at the same time that I am hearing them. We have not reviewed them. I said, babes, just ask me 10 questions. We wanted to have a discussion about marriage, but we're just doing it Q&A style because marriage is one of the oldest institutions from the beginning of human history. So let's enough talk about what's going to happen. Let's get into it, babes. I'm ready for question number 1.
Well, hello all, and firstly, love, allow me to say a very happy 22nd anniversary
Thank you.
to us. And so I would jump right into my first question, which is, what made you love me?
There are so many things about you, Rod, that are easy to love, and I'm going to zero in on the one that comes to mind most, which is your heart. You are one of the most generous, most empathetic people that I know, and you show genuine concern for people around you that are close to you and even people that are unfamiliar to you. You have a heart for giving and a heart for caring, and you make yourself easy to love in that sense because you demonstrate such great humanity and integrity, and I'm blessed to be the recipient of that level of kindness and gentleness, and that's kind of an easy one.
My second question, which seems somewhat similar to the first, is what is the one thing, and I emphasize on one thing, that you love about me?
I would say it's your generosity. You make it easy to see that there are people around us that we can help in very small ways that might be insignificant to us, but it might be very impactful to someone else. And I watch you time and time again think ahead, solve problems before I completely verbalize them, and you're a fixer. And you make sure that you're always attuned to someone's need and to how you can address that. And I think that is an amazing quality that I think even in my own life, I kind of watched you do that, and I began to emulate that a little bit myself.
Question number 3. What is the one thing that you do not like that I do?
So, I would don't know, you don't get to interrupt. I would say that it is, well, this is something that, babes, you're improving on, right? And that is your resilience in disagreements. I don't want to say that it is a male trait, because I don't like when, men describe women or paint women with a general brush, like all women do, and so I don't want to say all men do, but I think it might be connected to the idea that a disagreement that is prolonged is unproductive. And so exiting conversations when we are journeying toward a solution is kind of frustrating. I'm not saying that I'm a perfect communicator, I'm also evolving. So, but as I said at the beginning, you're totally improving with that. So the idea of this feels like an argument, let's, table it for another time. Sometimes there was a time when that was more frequent than I thought was productive, and so that made conversations a little bit difficult.
Okay, moving on to question number 4. What keeps you faithful to a marriage?
I think that the one quality that should keep everyone aligned with the expectations in their marriage is integrity. I believe that we should really be mindful of the things that we say, particularly when we enter into covenants or promises to people. So when you're on the altar, or when you're in that living room, or at City Hall, or wherever you're promising to enter into the institution or the union of marriage, the words that you say on that day and prior to that, the understanding that you and your partner have about what you are getting into, or what you are committing to, should be upheld. So whatever you promised, whatever you said you were going to do, that is what you should, that is what should be your guide, or your blueprint, right? Your compass as to how you behave, in the presence, in and out of the presence of your spouse. So for me, it's, we promised to do this till death do us part, and we made vows about supporting each other in being the best versions of ourselves. I don't know what our vows were. I think I have to go back to read them. But and also to always be on a journey of improvement, so that our excellence and our journey to greatness is gonna benefit the other person. So I think once we remember what we promised to do, to be next to each other through this amazing journey of life, and to make it rewarding for ourselves and for the other person, and to push each other toward our goals. Once we adhere to that and we keep the integrity of what we agreed to do, that is what I use as my guide.
Number 5 question is, what can cause our marriage to dissolve?
Well, I think that is an exhaustive, unending list. I will go back to when you asked me what holds people and keeps them aligned to their promises and the covenant they made. I think anything that deviates from that without regret, without without remorse. Like if you are deviating from what you promised, what you said you were entering into, right? So if we said that we were going to make sure that each one of us is able to fully achieve our goals and dreams, and we were going to support each other in that pursuit, and then when we get married, you start pulling the rug out from under me and putting impediments and encumbrances in front of me achieving my goals, well, now you're not fulfilling what you promised to do, right? So I think if anyone enters into a relationship and then they start to amend the promises that they made, or they're backtracking, or they're just not fulfilling, it may not always be an act of commission, it might be an act of omission. If you are not fulfilling what you promised before witnesses, before God to do, then that, I believe, will be the deterioration of any marriage, ours included.
I would have loved to rebut that, but I'll leave that for part 2.
No rebuttal. That was the rule. No rebuttal. So ask a question, I will answer it.
So moving along to question number 6.
Okay.
What do I need to do to help you to keep loving me?
I think that it isn't so much about keeping someone to love you. I think in relationships, your first goal is really authenticity, just to be true to who you are. Your second responsibility is in a marriage, and I guess in life, is to make sure that you are the first person that is celebrating yourself, that you are actively observing your day-to-day life to see the things that you do well, so that you're giving yourself self-praise, right? And that you have all the things about you that you love and that you accomplish and that you're good at the forefront of your mind, and that you're whole and you're complete, and that you see your own light right before you expect anyone else to see that light. You have to love yourself and see your light and shine brightly and do all of those amazing things. um, I think once you're authentic, once you have self-love, I think anyone that is committed to growth, and that growth can be at any pace that's reasonable in any area of your life. It could be spiritual growth, growth about your mental health, emotional growth, physical growth, and academic growth, like whatever growth you're committed to. So being authentic, loving yourself, being committed to growth and improvement, and attempting every day to demonstrate acts of selflessness. Find ways to be selfless and giving, which is something you always do. So I think that that makes anybody shine brightly, and those are attractive qualities in everyone.
Question number 7. How do you see our future?
Our future is bright. I think we have a comfort level. After 22 years, I think we've learned a lot about each other. I think that some of the mistakes that we've made, and the pain that we've caused ourselves and each other, we have absolutely extracted principles from those. Our marriage is not perfect. No marriage is, and nothing in life is perfect. However, you can be on a constant path of improvement. You can be on a path of acceptance. You can be on a path of forgiveness. You can be on a path of compassion and empathy. And, earlier on, you talked about the imperfection that is who humans are. I think we all have bright lights inside us, and those lights are adjacent to flaws. And so once you recognize the greatness in people, and you are intentional about, celebrating people's strengths, and we are specific about supporting each other in improving, and, being better in the areas in our life that we have opportunity for growth, kind of sharpening each other, being committed, being honest, being authentic. I think that it's bright, super bright future. What number are
Do
we on?
with the 8.
Okay.
I'm sorry, question number 8. And I'll just ask it. It says, what will make me a better husband?
I don't know if there's any boxes that anybody can check to be better for someone else. I think when you said that premise, the implication is that, that the measure of my improvement lies with someone else. You know, I think self improvement comes from self acceptance and a commitment to growth. I think once every day, at some point, you just reflect. You take 5 minutes at the end of the day. Stillness, I think, is what's missing from a lot of the a lot of people's lives, and a lot of why we are not achieving that amazing fullness of who we are, is because we don't take not even 5 minutes in the morning, not even 5 minutes in the evening, to be still and quiet and be with our thoughts and with ourselves. And that could be your moment of meditation, your moment of prayer. But I think if in your stillness you evaluate your day and you said, oh my God, what are all the things I did great? What is one thing I could do better tomorrow? I think if everybody did that every single day, and they found one little thing that they could improve on for the next day, and they pat themselves on their back and spoke some positivity into their lives about what they did well that day, I think that we will be on a constant path of improvement that is going to make us people that others is going to be around. I think that would be you on a constant path of improvement.
Okay. question number 9 is, once again, as I'm seeing it now, the question is, am I an effective leader, and how can I even improve?
A leader in life, or leader to
To
me, a
the
leader.
marriage, the
Oh,
marriage,
in our marriage.
the institution. That's right. Didn't expect that delay.
Let me take a drink of water for this one. Are you an effective leader? Leader. Oh, such a strong word.
Well, I mean, I'm asking that out of the biblical point of view, as the man being the leader of the home. That's just to, I guess, help you there in understanding my question. As you're saying, the word leader seems strong. That's the lens that I'm bringing it to, from.
In my, I know what the Bible says, and in our mind, I definitely see you as my partner and as my husband. And I think in the beginning of our marriage, I definitely stepped into this dynamic with the expectation that you were going to set the tone, and there was so much on this marriage that was resting on your decision making, and that I was going to be a spectator, kind of a recipient of how this marriage unfolded, and all the good things that was going to come out of it. I think as I've matured, I've understood that I also have a really significant responsibility as to how this marriage unfolds. And I think when we take that statement out of context, that the husband is the leader, I think there is potential for it to do a couple of things. There's a potential for it to set an uneven expectation on the husband. There's a potential for it not to allow the wife to blossom into her fullness and to be really a significant contributor to the fabric of the marriage. And I think it can set up unrealistic expectations. So that's a really good question. Do I think you are an effective leader? I don't. I think you. Not I think you, Roderick. You possess some remarkable abilities as a fixer. I don't know anyone in my life that is so prudent about their family. I mean, I don't even need to clearly verbalize things I need or a problem. If you sense that something is needed, it's just fixed before it's even said. Like you are a remarkably diligent person, an exceptionally hard worker, and you possess some qualities that I'm still aspiring to achieve: your timeliness, your ability to execute tasks. You never procrastinate, which is the opposite of how I kind of wait till the last minute and let adrenaline just take over. So you possess a lot of traits that are really exceptional and worthy of of praise, and worthy of me emulating them and following them. As so in that regards, yes, I see you as someone. You definitely have a lot of things I want to mentor and follow after. You're very gentle, you're very funny and loving, and so in terms of leading in the marriage, I know, because we're being honest, right? So over the past couple of years, we have really discussed how our interpretation of marriage over the years, and how it blends with our spirituality, how that has kind of means different things for both of us. So I am yet to really like synthesize the idea that I'm following you in our marriage. I don't know. I think I that is not the way I see you but in the best way. Like, I see you as someone beside me, and like, really, we're just going through life together. We are, loving each other and celebrating life and supporting each other, and going through the good times, the bad times, the stress, the anxiety, the love, the romance, the fun, the parenting, the protecting, the praising. Like, we're just going through things together. And I think maybe subconsciously there are things that I'm allowing you to lead and do, but I'm not sure if I'm aware if that is how my mind is processing you enough for me to verbalize that. So I don't know if that answered your question.
Oh, I'll have to take your answer.
You
Your
have to
answer
just
to my question.
accept it, right? Yeah. What question number is this?
This question coming up is our final question.
Yay!
Number 10.
It's the end. It's the end. It's the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
These questions were done a year ago, pretty much to date. I'm almost certain that it probably was around our anniversary time when these questions, when you had mentioned to me to come up with these questions. Yeah. I changed the last question today.
Oh boy.
All right. The reason why I did that, because you mentioned to me earlier on today that you don't want any yes or no answered questions.
No closed-ended questions.
So the replacement of my 10th question is, can you see yourself with someone other than me?
What?
And there is the question.
Are you alive or dead?
I'm here answering the question. I'm not gonna make it easy for you.
Well, I don't believe that infidelity is a healthy practice. So I'm not going to date someone or see someone alongside you. And I think that what infidelity is and how it's defined is different for a lot of people. I think it goes way beyond having an intimate interaction with somebody else. So if that's how you define infidelity, then you just put that in a box, and then everyone could just dance around that, and then they'll be fine, right? Because if we give it this really finite description. But when it comes to people and relationships, I really believe that any two people who have a common goal, which is to go through life with each other and to make each other's lives exponentially happier and explosively enjoyable, if any two people that are committed to doing that for each other and are willing to hold on through the difficult times, are willing to grow and develop and become better every day, and who are capable of compromise, selflessness, and unconditional love. I think if those parameters are there, I think any two people can pursue a marriage together. So if those are the traits in someone else and you're not around, then that's how I would, define, or that's how I would, those are the qualities that you possess, and those are the qualities that I would desire in another partner. And that would be if someone else has a commitment to this covenant, this promise, and demonstrates that level of compassion, consideration, and the traits I just mentioned, then that would be a person that I would think, not just for me, but for anybody who is considering entering into a lifelong, committed partnership, that is how, those are some of the things I would ask everyone to make sure that their partner possesses. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. So you got a little insight into our marriage, a sneak peek. We touched on some topics. So I would love, 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 love your comments in the section. Again, if this was your first time at Chats with Petal, welcome. If you are already subscribed, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, put a comment and to share the video with someone else. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.